Hey everybody, we're waiting for Tampa Bay Hi everyone, we're waiting for Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians to approach the podium 10, which appears to be doing any second now. You hear the background talk.
No, I switched it up. Here we go. To do with it.
All right, I believe we are ready. It looks like we're ready. Let's see here. It's the podium 10.
We're probably still about 2 minutes away. So
I hear something. Let's see here. All right.
just a reminder, good today, 15 minutes.
15 minutes or something. Sounds like the coach is actually sitting there waiting for Bucs head coach Bruce Arians. That's who we're waiting for, folks. Boom. Welcome. And what will happen is that this podium 10 will fade into black and be replaced by, I hope, his image, right?
Yeah, there you go.
There he is. Is coach asleep? Or is he just going over his stuff?
There you go, coach. You're right.
It's like he was meditating. Hope he's okay.
Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll get started. First, I want to thank all media for joining us for today's Super Bowl 55 media availability with head coach Bruce Arians. We'll get started. First question will come from Jason Leisure with the Chicago Sun-Times.
Hey, Bruce, I'd like to ask you two questions about defense. One, as an offensive-minded head coach, what's your approach? How do you make sure you have the right guy when you're looking to hire a defensive coordinator? And secondly, I know some offensive-minded head coaches basically stay out of the defense. They let their defensive coordinator be essentially head coach of the defense. Is that your relationship with Todd?
First answer, I think you're looking for someone who matches your personality and what you want out of your football team. For us, it starts with attack. We want to attack in all three phases: offense, defense, special teams. Todd does a great job of that. I do trust him totally, and the only time, and I have to do it very, very seldom, tell him to go cover zero and blitz more. That's about it.
Next, we'll go to Ryan Dunleavy.
Hey, Bruce, I wanted to ask you about the no risk it, no biscuit philosophy, where its origins come from. And honestly, Bruce, I'm wondering, do you live that way in other parts of your life? Like, I don't know, are you aggressive in real estate or finance or anything? Do you have that kind of philosophy other places too?
Yeah, I think it started, when I was young, one of my coaches put the poem If by Rudyard Kipling in our playbook. And it just talks about not being afraid to throw your hat in the ring, fail or win, bounce back and keep on going. I do apply it to everyday life. You're not guaranteed the next day. I hit a lot of balls in the water going for it in two, knowing I can't get there, but I ain't going to get there unless I try. And that 1 out of 10 that makes it, it's a great feeling. And so, yeah, that's how I live life.
Next, we'll go to Nate Davis.
Hey, Coach, you've worked with a lot of really premier quarterbacks, obviously during your career. Just wondering, with your year with Tom here, what's really just distinguished him, maybe that you didn't realize beforehand, and maybe particularly in terms of things we don't see on Sunday?
I think the biggest thing with Tom is that he's just one of the guys. Until you're with a guy of his stature, you really don't know his personality on a daily basis. He is just fantastically one of the guys, and he does such a great job working with younger and older players. It's like having another coach on the field, and it's been fantastic.
Next, we'll go to Michael Hurley.
Hey, Bruce. I had another question about Tom. Jason Light last week said that when Tom signed, he wanted the number 7. He thought about it, going for that 7th Super Bowl. You've coached a lot of players. Everyone wants to win, obviously, but Tom obviously being not satisfied with 6 Super Bowls. What's it been like, or what's unique about his passion to win?
Well, I think the great quarterbacks all have it. They have the ability to will themselves on other people to make sure that everybody has bought into the cause, and the cause is a ring, putting a championship in your trophy case. So Tom brings that attitude every single day, and it permeates throughout the entire locker room.
Next, we'll go to Neil Reynolds.
Hi, Coach. Neil from Sky Sports in the UK. Coach, I was sat in your office in March, about a week before you signed Tom Brady, and you seemed in a very good mood, and now I realise why. I know it's a one game at a time business, but once you signed him, did you think you might have a shot at where you are right now? Did you allow yourself to get excited about it?
Yes, I did. I thought that was the missing piece. Then Jason did such a great job of adding pieces as we went along. And Rob, Leonard, Antonio, and other guys. Ross Cockrell has been one of the best pickups we've had the entire season. So, yeah, I thought it was possible, and that was our goal because I knew how good a football team we had and what we were missing. And we were missing that belief that we were good enough.
Next, we'll go to Susie Colbert.
Hi, Bruce.
Hey, Suze.
Hey, so much was made throughout the whole season about your relationship with Tom and the collaboration and how it was going. On one of our shows, Steve Young even said early on, calling him out in the media was a calculated thing. How much did you think about, what I'm saying to the media or how this looks and how the whole thing progressed?
Suze, you know me. I don't think about it. I just answer questions honestly. If somebody asks me why he threw an interception, I'll tell them the truth. That is not calling him out. That's just answering a question honestly. I really don't know any other way. Tom and I've had a great relationship since day one, and it's just gotten better and better. And he wants to be coached hard. Just because of that, other people do things differently. But he knew what he was getting into when he joined this one.
Next, we'll go to Lindsey Jones.
Hey, Bruce, you've been pretty critical about the hiring process and the hiring cycle previously. Do you think it would help if the NFL made a rule to move it to after the Super Bowl? How would that impact coaches like yours and also Eric Bieniemy that do coach all the way through the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think that would be a great rule. I really do. If everybody had to wait until after, I know everybody's going to go behind their back anyway, and agents will have agreements with people. But I think the hiring process should wait till after the season.
Next, we'll go to Greg Allman.
Hey, Bruce, obviously you had some great plays the last 3 weeks from Sean Murphy-Bunting. I know he's come a long way from his first preseason. When you had to kind of have some harsh words for him in terms of showing up and not being invisible out there, where have you seen the biggest growth from him?
Well, I think the biggest thing with Sean, he was playing beat up almost the entire season, and he learned to play with injuries and still play extremely well. It was a matter of getting his confidence back totally, that he could play. Like I told him, you at 85% better than most people at 100. And so just get out there and do what you can do best. Then as started making plays one after another, and now he's playing with extreme confidence.
Next, we'll go to Katie Baker.
Hi there, Coach. I was wondering if you could speak a little bit to the comeback of Jason Pierre-Paul, especially in light of what you were saying earlier about, kind of getting back up. And I think your beginning as a coach coincided with his, car accident. And I'd love to hear about what you've seen from him over the years.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, Jason is he's a medical genetic freak, the way he can bounce back from severe injury. What he did, after his hand injury, but that car wreck, I was just hoping he was going to be able to walk, and football was the furthest thing from my mind. And he told me, he said, I'll be back. And lo and behold, his first play back, he gets a sack. And he's just, he has a rolling ball of energy every single day, and just outstanding. He's the best guy at playing injured and being tough that I know.
Next, we'll go to Mike Jones.
Bruce, it's been very rare that a quarterback can get to a Super Bowl with multiple teams. Tom will be just the fourth. What does it say about his longevity, and why is it so special that him and Peyton Manning, the only two guys to win 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams?
I think you hit it right on the head. 2 of the greatest to ever play the game. Very seldom do those guys ever become available. So that, with Peyton, with the neck injury and everything that went on, and what he did was just absolutely remarkable coming back and then winning the Super Bowl. Tom is, he's still got a lot left in him. And for him to come to another ball club and do what he's done is just absolutely remarkable, especially when you look at no off season and the continual growth from September to October, November until now. I mean, we're still growing.
Next, we'll go to Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Bruce, can you just update us on what practice was like for you guys today? I know you had some of the media craziness yesterday, but sort of the more football-like routine of getting back to that today, and just update us on those guys that are everyone's kind of keeping an eye on injury-wise.
Yeah, today was a bonus day, so it was strictly walkthrough. We had about 40 or 50 plays of walkthrough, and so all those guys participated, but they're still not ready to go.
Next, we'll go to Tom Rock.
Bruce, 2 quick questions, if I could. The first about your brief retirement. I've heard you talk about how the stars aligned to bring you to Tampa. What if they hadn't? Do you think you would have been content not being a head coach?
Yeah, totally. I totally would have. The thing that doing the broadcasting was fun, just being in the locker room, seeing coaches, seeing players, going to practice on Fridays, and. I had no itch to come back. I got excited because of this job, because of Jason Light and ownership was fantastic. Jason's a great friend. And then when all those assistants became available and we could put our whole group back together, my wife got excited. When she gets excited, then I got excited about it, and really, really look forward to it. And it's been just a blessing.
And the second one was, if I could just ask you real quick to talk about the impact that Mike Greenberg has on the organization in the front office.
Oh, it's unbelievable. If there's any kind of question, anything, Greeny's got the answer. I mean, he's absolutely amazing. And he is tireless, man. He's on the phone. He's on the phone 20 out of 24 hours a day. And I don't think he ever sleeps, but he's invaluable to this organization.
We have about 5 more minutes. Next, we'll go to Adam Kilgore.
Chris, when you were with Byron in Pittsburgh at the end of his playing career, what did you see about whether it was the way he viewed the game or the way he related to other players that made you think he would be a coach? And then, if I could follow up on that, how did the process go for you to try to lure him out of this sort of golfing life and into your staff?
Yeah, I mean, Byron was one of the smartest players that I'd ever coached. And, you know, a lot of times we use wristbands. He wanted to hear the play, and he was one of those guys, I'd start the formation, he'd already know the play I'm calling. And, but he was already at that time helping the other players, coaching AB, coaching Emmanuel Sanders, coaching Ben, just helping those guys out. And he had a great way of teaching it. And if I wanted some things messaged to some guys, I'd either get Byron or Charlie Batch, who I also thought would have been a hell of a coach. But both those guys were such bright quarterbacks, got the whole game, not just offense. They got the whole game. As far as getting him out, I tried for about 3 years, and Tom Condon and I are good friends, and I kept hitting Tom, hey, is he ready yet? Is he ready yet? And then finally at the combine a few years back, he said, you know what? I think he might be ready. I said, I've got a job. I'll make a job if and when he's ready to come out and try this. So we created an internship and put him on it, and the rest is history. He has run with it.
Next, we'll go to Rick Stroud. Rick, can you hear us? All right, we'll go to James Scully.
Hi, Bruce. Andy Reid said that he's going to celebrate with his patented cheeseburger if they win this week. At Super Bowl 53, you told us one sunny day at a Top Golf that you like to drink in the parking lot with friends, players, and their families after the game. How would you celebrate winning this Super Bowl?
With all our players and coaches. I mean, it would be just a remarkable, our setup's a little bit different here than what I've had in the past as far as the parking lot. But we will find an adult beverage somewhere and have a great, great time.
Next, we'll go to Kim Jones.
Hey, Bruce, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, Kim.
Thank you so much. Is your mom going to be there Sunday? I can tell by the smile, let's see, yes. So how special, how cool is that for you at this point especially? I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, my mom's 95 and still lives in her apartment with her best friend, Debbie, who's her caretaker. And so, yeah, we're flying her down with my brothers and sisters that are coming and doing everything we can to make sure that she is safe from COVID and has a great, great time at the Super Bowl.
Last question will come from Phil Jones.
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
Doing great.
Good, good. No, the end is going to be the end of the question, but Bruce, I had a quick question now. Why isn't the rest of the league as progressive as you in coaching hires and diversity?
It's a good question. Good question. I don't know because there's so many quality men and women out there of all ethnicities and genders and backgrounds. So, I mean, for us, it's the best coaches we know. They just happen to be some African-American and some women. But I would hope that other owners would look and see that this works to have that many different voices giving input so that the output is greater and make an example of it.
All right, that's all I have time for. Appreciate the time, Coach.
Thanks.
Well, folks, that was, I think, history-making Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians. And I say history-making because he has a truly diverse staff African American offensive coordinator, African American defensive coordinator, women on defense, coach, also in strength and conditioning as well. So we've got, it's now 1:16. That meeting has been ended by the host. I'm going to see what other interviews there